Alright, good morning ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So yeah, today's episode is normal as usual, except today there was some kind of party, so there's a lot of people outside. When it comes to Diamond Hour today, I mean no, correction, Golden Hour looks fine to me. No, no one near us, at least. The population went from like 20 to like 5 today. Well, today's plan's pretty simple. As per usual, we do this, and then we do Empathy Regime, and then we do some editing, which should be very easy, considering that it's a story video. Dips and then eat food, and then that's it. That's about it. So yeah, we did Solarpunk yesterday. It's pretty good so far, I must say. And then we did Minecraft, which was very underwhelming. And yeah, blew up some stuff, and that's it. That's it. Oh yeah, we did like nearly 2 hours of silent Overwatch. So I'm just gonna like combine it into the 2 days ago Overwatch. Just combine the good games, I guess. Yeah, so I think for the Minecraft world, it's pretty much just improve the village, I guess. There is a slight problem with our world though, is that a village is spawned on a cave system that's really complex, etc., etc. Oh well. Oh yeah, there was probably some kind of party again today. Because on the way here, I saw like a police car arresting someone, and there's like a few party people walking around. Not a few, a lot. They're just walking around on the streets. Not my, not my ecosystem. What else to say? Is that it? The only thing with Minecraft right now is that I don't know what to do. I guess just make things look pretty. All I know is that the Minecraft phase might be coming to an end. We did the trials yesterday, and I rated them. Both of them were so underwhelming. Excellent as usual. Today's going to be another story video, as you could tell. I don't even know what I was doing this morning. It's just like completely silent. Boom and boom, done. Water bottle's done too. And yeah, this kind of golden hour, nearly diamond, but I'm good. I think we've been getting used to doing the dips and pull-ups. And back at HQ more. It's better.
Hey guys, story 3 by Anonymous. We're going to continue from yesterday's story time, right? Also, I think I might do a little shopping segment today too. Maybe. I'll think about it. Lock in.
I thought about sharing this story several times throughout the years. I've been sitting on it for a while. I don't talk about it a lot. I guess the main reason I don't like talking about it is that I struggle to fully explain what happened. Every year since we graduated high school, my friends Theo and Carlos, along with me, would spend a weekend in the woods. Something we still do today, even though we're all married now. It's a tradition we started. No matter where life takes us, we always get together at least once and spend quality time together.
Hey, chilling with the boys. Chilling with the boys. Camping until you... Damn. Okay.
When we were kids, we loved exploring. We'd trek the woods in town where we grew up. One thing we were obsessed with was caves. We found a cave while we were walking through the woods when we were 16. As we got older, we would go further out into the woods searching for caves. That was our thing. Over the years, I think we've only found 3 or 4 caves. As we got older, our trips were more for friendship than exploring. Our little expeditions were safe, and the biggest risk we would have was just wildlife, which, even after all these years, was never an issue for us. One day, while we were together on one of our trips, we stumbled across a cabin that was legitimately in the middle of the woods. We approached the cabin just like every fool in every horror movie that features a rundown cabin in the woods. We were even joking among ourselves that we were in a horror movie cliche. We looked through the windows, and clearly this place was abandoned. It was almost empty inside, except for a few pieces of furniture that were destroyed. Carlos wanted to go inside the cabin and check it out, and we didn't disagree. Going inside the cabin may seem like a hell no moment for some, but honestly, it's not that weird. We've seen some crazy things in the woods over the years. For example, one time we found this huge clearing in the woods that had a creepy makeshift village. It had all these small huts, and it was filled with giant mounds of debris and trash everywhere. It was scary at first. We found out after that it was once living quarters for residents of a traveling circus that was in the area for a while, way back in the day. So needless to say, there is weird stuff in the woods. A clearly abandoned cabin is far from something that would send me running. It's just more unexpected than anything else. We loved it when we would find something weird like this. Getting to the bottom of whatever we found was something we all looked forward to. As we walked inside the cabin, I had already started to ask myself questions. First, why was there a cabin so far out in the woods? I should mention that it's a stretch to refer to this as a cabin. It was like a large shed just built with wood. I feel like it's just easier to call it a cabin. The whole building was one room. There was no plumbing, no electricity, and no roads that led to or from.
So it's not a cabin, it's a shed. I was gonna say someone be living in there, but if it's a shed, then I don't know, shelter. Someone must be living. If it's one room, then you should be able to see everything, no? If he's telling the truth, if it's just a shed with one room only, then you should be able to scout the entire thing from the window first. So what is there to explore then?
It felt like the air was dry in there, almost hard to breathe. Carlos started to pick through some of the pieces of the broken furniture to see if anything was salvageable, but it wasn't. There wasn't much to investigate in there, since it was just a big square. While we were standing there talking, we kept hearing a weird sound we couldn't identify right away, which was weird given how small the cabin was. It sounded like something dragging in the dirt. Not a typical noise you hear in a cabin or any other house. The sound was coming from underneath us. The cabin didn't have a basement, at least not one we could see, so hearing this noise was strange. I even put my ear to the floor so I could listen, and while I was down there, it was unmistakably a noise coming from under the floor.
So it is a basement.
I got up and started kicking the broken furniture around, looking for a latch or a small door in the floorboards. In the far left corner of the cabin, underneath some dust and debris, was a rusted handle on the ground. I had to open it and see what was under this cabin. I lifted the door, and the odor coming from the dark underneath the cabin almost made me throw up. It just reminded me of rotten meat. I grabbed a bandana from my backpack and wrapped it around my nose. It didn't fix the issue, but it made it slightly more manageable. Before descending the ladder, I tried looking around to see if I could see what was making the noise.
Yo, where's your boys at? You acting like you're alone. Where's your boys at? Didn't you walk in with your boys? Open the hatchet, your other mates? Oh, what you looking at? Oh, flashlight. You know, one man's got a flashlight. The other guy's opening the hatch. The other guy's looking down too. Where's your boys at? You're acting like you're alone right now. What? That doesn't make sense. Your boys should be like right next to you. Be like, oh yeah, what's you know? It's one square room. Your boy should be literally with you right now, looking at the hatch.
It was too dark to see anything, but the noise was louder, and I could say with 100% certainty that the noise was for sure coming from down there. As I went down the ladder,
Why would you go down the ladder without vision? Are you... That is the most stupidest thing ever. Where's your boys at? As well, where's your boys at? Why would you go down the ladder without getting vision? Bro, there's probably some like cannibal chained up down there or something. Wait, that literally makes no sense. Why would you go down the ladder without like flashing a flashlight down there and having a look at what's down there first? That is actually so stupid.
First thing I noticed was how unnaturally cold it was down there. It was like that cold feeling of being in a basement, but way worse. I used my flashlight and looked around the dark room.
That doesn't make okay, you have a flashlight, so why didn't you scan it from the top first?
The ground was stones, and the only other thing I could see was 2 giant structural beams on each side of the room.
Wait, that's actually so dumb. Why would you go down there first? You should just have your... You can literally get your boys to hold your legs and you can literally stick your entire upper half down, flash a light, and the boys hold you back. You don't have to go down. Also, where's your friend? Where's your boys at? I thought you were going with your... Where's your mates?
Carlos and Theo asked if I saw what was making the noise, and before I told them no, I got a different answer. Limping from behind one of the structural beams was a normal-looking guy.
What?
He had a green t-shirt with a pair of jeans. He was clean-shaven with dark hair that was on the messy side. As soon as he limped past the beam, I yelped. It startled me so bad that I couldn't even scream properly. But the man didn't acknowledge me at all. He just kept limping from the left side of the room to the right side. He was dragging his right foot on the ground. That was the sound we heard before finding the dark room.
He's chained.
The man didn't seem well, even though he wasn't that old. Not only was he limping and dragging his foot,
He's
he
chained.
was also breathing heavily.
He's chained.
I shouted to the man, asking if he was okay. I could hear Carlos yelling at me to shut up and leave him alone. Theo came halfway down the ladder, saw the man limping, and went right back up. I don't blame him. After I shouted a few times, asking if he was okay, he still didn't even acknowledge my existence. I moved a little closer to him, and I noticed that he was mumbling something under his breath. Whatever he was saying, it was clearly not English, although I'm not a linguistics expert. I was a few feet away from the man, and he stopped limping and stood completely still. He turned just his head to look at me. Then he turned the rest of his body. After that, he didn't move. He wasn't mumbling anymore, and he wasn't breathing heavy either.
Dude, this guy's either... What was he doing? What is... Yo, I'm Carlos, bro. Oh, guy down there. Okay, I'm leaving. This man walking up straight to the stranger. Dude, humans are unpredictable. It's not worth it. What? What? It's so unpredictable. It's like approaching a... Okay, hold on. What he's doing right now is literally like walking up to a pistol aimed at his head. You don't know if it's gonna fire or not. Like, what is this man doing?
I started to slowly back away and head back toward the ladder. The entire time, he didn't move a muscle. I grabbed the ladder.
Literally the same as just pointing a gun at your head. Like looking at a barrel. Like literally the same as looking down a barrel of a gun held by someone. It's unpredictable, right? It's like, what are you doing?
The man took a step toward me. Just one single step. And then he stopped again. Everything about this was terrible. I climbed up the ladder as fast as I could. I told Carlos and Theo we needed to leave. Whoever was down there was not well, and I was pretty sure he could have been dangerous. We looked down the ladder one last time, and standing at the base of the ladder, staring directly up at us, was the man. He wasn't moving, but he did have one hand on the ladder like he was thinking about climbing up. I'll never forget those horrible, lifeless eyes staring directly at us. We all ran out of the cabin. We just kept running. I remember...
Okay, that does make sense. You're so confident in seeing the guy. You're so confident walking up to him. Now that you've got the high ground, like now that you have the high ground, three guys have the high ground on a guy with down the ladder. You decide to run? Like, I mean, sure, but like, you know, just maybe stay there a tiny bit longer and just look at him. But yo, it's good. You good, bro? Maybe get your phone out. Like, you're safe now. You know, it's a 3v1. He's got the low ground. You've got the high ground. You can break the ladder if you want or something, or throw it. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't necessarily have to run it. You don't have to, like, all three of you run out. Just kind of just look at him and be like, what's up? You know, what do you want? You know what I mean? but they just straight up run away.
Maybe this guy was in trouble and we just left him, but that thought didn't really last long. I can't articulate and explain why this felt wrong, but it just did. We got out of the woods and decided to report the cabin and the man to the local authorities, just in case he was in some kind of trouble. From what I was told, they did investigate the cabin, but they didn't find anybody down in the dark room, or any evidence that would suggest somebody living in that cabin. They even looked at missing person reports to see if anybody was potentially missing, but nobody matched this man's description. Even the police couldn't fully explain why this cabin was all the way out in the woods. I have no idea what we stumbled across that afternoon. It seems like a mistake. Maybe
You see, that's what I mean, right? It's like when you have the high ground, why did you just run away? You could have just like, you know, reported more things down and stuff.
we're the bad guys for breaking into that guy's cabin, although I don't think that's accurate. As much as I would love to know what that man's true intentions were, I'm happy we made it out in time to not find out if they were bad.
You wouldn't, even if it was bad intentions, nothing would have happened. He's literally down in the basement. You got 3 men on the high ground. You could have easily just started interrogating him, right? Like, what is he gonna do? Climb up the ladder fast and attack you 3? Just step on his fingers. Maybe grab like some heavy object and cover the top. Trap him in there fully. I don't know. You had plenty of opportunities to do stuff like that. Bro, they ran away and then he probably could have chased you guys and followed you. I don't know, man. Also, again, the last guy is just like, what is he doing? Alright, that's a very short story, though.
Tells me we came across something evil, but my brain tells me that can't be true. We still get together every year to hike, but we're even more careful now.
Nah, the last story was like, man's, I don't know what he's doing walking. I'm just confused on how he literally walked down the base, like walked down the ladder and then started looking. Alright, let's go. The whole town was fooled by him. He's not harmless. Again, the first story, we don't know who the killer is. Instant classic. All 3 stories were insane. I love myself. Okay. Story 2 is why you carry when in deep woods. Ah, yeah, the random woman. Woods are the scariest place on Earth. It's not necessarily woods are the scariest place on Earth. It's another human being is the scariest thing on Earth because they're super unpredictable and intelligent. The second story is a sequel to Blair Witch Project. I don't know what that is. Dude in the first story was either on some very strong drugs or had multi-personal disorder. Maybe. Again, no, the first story was really, really mysterious because if he's always in town, then why is he 7 hours away from the spot? Second story, you see a man limping in the basement of a hut in the middle of the forest. Then you start to get a few feet from the man. Real. Getting lost in the woods. Oh, yeah, true. If you get lost in the woods, just burn the place down. I already said that. Just start a forest fire. Fact that none of these storytellers carried PPUs is insane. Or just had knives. Second, the girl should have insisted the first night they leave. She should have just started leaving with herself. True. She hoped she breaks up with him as soon as I go home. Yeah. Anyone that goes camping, people need to stop. Harmless. Hector 100% slimed that dude from the first story. You don't know. Why do people use the word slime now? I don't even know why they use that word. Okay, is there anything else to look at? Oh, I was gonna do shopping, right? Alright, let's go shopping, guys. Still a little bit of shopping. Let us see what is in stock and anything interesting. Alright, let's have a look. New arrivals. Phone, no need. Headphones, no need. Graphics card, no need. Controllers, don't need that. MacBooks and PCs, don't need that. Logitech keyboards, don't really need that. Monitors, nope. Networking, no need for that. Oh, PlaySeat F1 edition. Now, that is something we could look into, but again, no need. Phone accessories, wall chargers, no need. Battery banks, no need. Phones, no need. Okay, wow, these headphones are $1,000. It's not actually that surprising considering that Apple Maxes have been $1,000 for a long time now. Razer Hammerhead wireless earbuds. Ugreen purple buds. JBL, okay, headphones, no need. TV arrivals, no need. PCs, Xbox is $1,000. Xbox X console. How's the new arrival? It's been up for years now. PCs, RTX 360s, RTX 560 Pro Creator. Oh, this looks pretty good. Ryzen, I don't really know much about Ryzen. I just know about RTXs and RAM. Let's see, one SSD terabyte. That's expensive. Yeah, PCs are expensive. Let me have a look at what the SSDs are now. Samsung 990. How much are those now? Jeez. You could literally buy my PC with... That's insane. What kind of PCs are there anyways? Not that I need them. Let's have a look here. Stainless... Okay, heaters, blenders... Ring door camera bells... Power banks... Yep. More power banks... Solar panels... Belkin surge protectors... Wireless chargers... Oh, that looks kind of interesting. What is this? Let's have a look at what this is. A Xiaomi magnetic power bank with a built-in stand. Never mind. Health and fitness, okay. Scooters. What's the max speed? 25 kilometers? Might be good in the city. DJI power stations. We don't... Who needs that if you're just gonna go camping or something? Anchor power. Oh, Anchor's got power stations now. Again, this is more for like camper vans and stuff. But then again, you're gonna be always connected to power, so it's not a big deal. You might as well just get like a power generator. DJI. Well, hey, this is a new drone. Hold on now. What is a DJI Leto X1? I have never seen this new DJI drones. I haven't caught up with the DJI drones recently. There's a new drone? Oh, there is also the Osmo Pocket 4. Oh, hold on now. Wait, there is a new drone. The Leto. What is it? Let me have a look. First time seeing this too. So 4K 60 FPS. Okay, bitlog, yep. No one does slow motion of drones. $8K photos. Active track, that's good. Yeah, new tech. Flight time. What's the flight time? Illegal shots? No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking, but I'm just saying those technically, whatever. Shh. Enhance. Oh, this can fly at night. It doesn't have too many new features. Okay, interesting. Why don't we go have a look at how much this costs? What's the price difference? What's the price difference to whatever? Like, let me have a look at the price difference. We have this drone, by the way. Let's have a look at the differences. $1,200. What is the flight time on this thing? What is the flight time on this thing? 36 minutes per battery. We got this, by the way. My thing does. How do I check how much battery does my thing have? I don't know. All I know is that my flip is more AI. DJI flip flight time 31 minutes. So this has only got like 5 more minutes, and I guess a bit more features. I haven't flew my drone in a while because I don't really need to. What am I gonna fly to? Okay, that was a. Sorry, just I guess that's in real time of me scanning things. This is just a Playmax seat thing for F1. The new drone. Oh yeah, there is also that new DJI Mini as well, but I haven't really looked at that. What else is there anyways? Yeah, they also have the, what do you call it? The new Pocket 4. I remember that was like a very high hype in the content creation thing. But we just use Deep Blue at this point. It's more, I don't know. Maybe in the, it's not bad. What else is there? Some cars. These are great toys for kids, by the way. If you want a good childhood, get that for your child. Okay, and then these are just random tools. Is that everything? I believe that's everything, huh? Nothing else. How much are the gaming PCs now anyways? Not that I need a new PC. We don't really need one. My PC's still solid as. Let's go with the highest price. The PC prices look kind of the same. Because the weird thing about the PCs is that the prices haven't even gone up, even though the RAM and the SSDs have gone up. But I think it's because when they first list the PCs up, they have a fixed price. So they probably, if they like undid these PCs, they would get more money by just selling the pieces individually. An RTX 5070 is 6K. 64 gram of RAM. Yeah, again, our PC's fine. Is there anything else to look at? I don't think there's anything else to shop at. I'm done shopping already. There's nothing else to shop at. MacBooks, no need. Again, if I was a woman, I would get this. A new Apple Watch as a woman. That would be like goated. Also, my eyes are squinting because this is so bright. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize how bright this is. Is that it? All Apple products in one place. The Neo's terrible. They got the AirPod Max 2s, which don't have much of a difference. They got Deep Blue's phone. They have M5s now as well. Absolutely insane. That's it. It's nothing else, huh? Nothing else. Is there? Yeah, I mean, I already got a tripod, but I guess I'll have a look at what kind of tripods there are now. They're same tripods. Oh, they're selling these now. Those are kind of interesting. Ish. Not really. Small rig things and MOFTs. Okay, well, I believe that's kind of everything I wanted to look at today. There's nothing really else. You know. Quick shopping. That's shopping with me, by the way. I don't go out in real life because what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to shop for? You know what I mean? Okay, let's quickly have a look at the YouTube algorithm. Is there anything interesting? Cases with insane twists. Spain. $8,000 shit. Ate nothing but Chipotle for 5 days. You can do that. You can easily do that. Treadmills and what was that? It unknown crimes. Disturbing no horror sleep. Pit stop horror stories. You mean gas stations? Ooh, don't give me an ad. You. Oh, New Zealand holiday mistakes 90% of tourists make. All right, I'll be the judge of that. I'll be back. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Okay, let's look at this quickly.
Starting with how to skip the crowds. Most people who do a trip to the South Island end up with the exact same itinerary. Christchurch, Lake Tekapo, Aoraki, Mount Cook, Queenstown, Wanaka, and sometimes Milford Sound. The South Island is truly one of the most beautiful places on earth. And don't get me wrong, these locations are famous for a reason. But the problem is everyone visits them, so they're always busy. You'll end up standing in lines for photos. Like, look at this footage of that Wanaka tree. It's a famous tree in Lake Wanaka with a nice backdrop. The problem is there are 20 plus people trying to take a photo of it at most times of the day. The irony is that the entire town of Wanaka is stunning, yet everyone is looking at the same silly tree. The mistake isn't visiting the
I'm gonna go cut that tree.
popular spots. And in fact, I'm gonna go through some strategies for when you do visit them later in the video. The mistake is only visiting the popular spots. But where should you go instead? And what other regions and locations are worth your time? Everywhere in the South Island has something unique and different to offer, so here are a few places you can consider visiting that are less popular. The West Coast is a must-see region. It's rugged, untouched, and gives you a completely different perspective of the mountains. Franz Josef Glacier, Fox Glacier, Lake Matheson, and Punakaiki Rocks are all worth visiting. If it's the right time of year, Kaikoura offers whale watching and spectacular views. Nelson is the sunniest part of New Zealand, and it's well worth a visit if you have time. Consider checking out Wharariki Beach to see the popular rock arches. And if you really want to escape everyone, the Catlins and Southland region in general are pretty much empty of tourists. If you have a little bit of extra budget, instead of Milford Sound, consider booking an overnight cruise into Doubtful Sound. It's another fjord that's way less visited. This is the first strategy. Simply visit less
First strategy, be hella rich.
popular locations. But you're
Because those ferries and whale watching and everything, they're gonna cost you like many hours of your slave labor job.
probably still going to want to go to these famous locations. So what should you do if you are there? The peak tourism months in New Zealand are November, December, January, and February,
Yeah,
which are New Zealand's summer months.
basically if you're unemployed, go during these times. But if you're employed and you only have these months available, it is what it is. That's just life right there.
Summer months. During this time of year, all the popular tourist destinations are busy,
That's just in general because everyone's not working.
and the roads are clogged with camper vans. If you're planning to visit during the summer, I'd highly suggest getting up early to visit famous destinations, as the tour buses typically won't arrive until later in the day. The exception to this is if you're thinking about hiking Roy's Peak. I was up there for sunrise a couple of years ago, and there are 100 plus other people who had all woken up around 3 a.m. to hike up. Considering how much
Ooh, I hate when that happens, huh? When you want golden hour, but everyone else has the same idea, bro. Is what it is.
other good hiking there is around Wanaka, this is absolutely ridiculous. But even better than waking up early is changing when you visit. You've probably been told you need to visit during the summer because that's when the weather is the best and everything.
I mean, you can go now if you want. Currently it's June. You can go now. You might be a bit cold, but no one's going to be there.
Is open, and that if you visit outside of summer, you're going to be trading blue skies for grey clouds and rain. This is simply not true. The shoulder season months like October, March, April, and May have way less crowds and are sometimes even more beautiful than summer. During the winter, most international tourists are visiting for the skiing, but this is actually a great time of year to go on a road trip if you don't mind being a little bit cold. The mountains look their best when the tops are covered in snow, and they're
Buddy, no one camping.
being the time of year. The next mistake is something that can ruin your trip even more than the crowds.
But first, I email out South Island travel tips in my newsletter.
Change what the weather is like.
I'm done watching this video. My dopamine levels are not hitting this. Alright, legend, appreciate it, right? See you guys next time. Bye.